There it is.
Okay, it will be Resolution 575.
All right, resolution. I can't even talk. Let me get another drink of water here. 575.
Yes.
All right. You want to go ahead and read it?
Yes. Resolution number 575, a resolution authorizing the mayor and city clerk treasurer of the city of Eureka Springs, Arkansas, to execute that certain instrument consisting of 3 typewritten sheets and denominated as lease agreement by and between the county judge of Carroll County, Arkansas, as lessor, and the city of Eureka Springs, Arkansas, as lessee. Be it resolved by the city council of the city of Eureka Springs, Arkansas. The mayor and city clerk treasurer of the city of Eureka Springs, Arkansas are hereby authorized to execute that certain instrument consisting of 3 typewritten pages and denominated as the lease agreement by and between the county judge of Carroll County, Arkansas, as the lessor, and the city of Eureka Springs, Arkansas, as the lessee, whereby said city agrees to lease 2,062 square feet of floor space for office purposes on the lowest level of the Western District Carroll County Courthouse, located at 44 South Main Street in the city of Eureka Springs, Arkansas, for an initial term of 3 years, commencing on January 1, 2011, and subject to a renewal annually, no later than January 15th of that year, and thereafter, as the parties may agree, a copy of said instrument being attached here too.
Any question? All right. There's one down. Mr. Pownell.
Make a motion we assign a resolution number and read the lease agreement for the parking lot.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to issue resolution number and then read it. Oh, all in favor say aye. I'm sorry.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Now we attach the number to it. Sign number to it. My bad. What's it?
576.
Number 576. When you get ready.
Okay, resolution number 576, a resolution authorizing the mayor and city clerk treasurer of the city of Eureka Springs, Arkansas, to execute that certain instrument consisting of 2 typewritten sheets and denominated as Carroll County Western District Courthouse Parking Lot Lease Agreement by and between the county judge of Carroll County, Arkansas, as lessor, and the city of Eureka Springs, Arkansas, as lessee. Be it resolved by the city council of the city of Eureka Springs, Arkansas. The mayor and city clerk treasurer of the city of Eureka Springs, Arkansas are hereby authorized to execute that certain instrument consisting of 2 typewritten sheets and denominated as Carroll County Western District Courthouse Parking Lot Lease Agreement by and between the county judge of Carroll County, Arkansas, as lessor, and the city of Eureka Springs, Arkansas, as lessee, whereby said city agrees to lease the following described property: the existing parking lots immediately surrounding and adjacent to the Carroll County Western District Courthouse, located at 44 South Main Street, Eureka Springs, Arkansas. Such parking lots presently occupying the property directly northeast and south of said courthouse and bounded by distinct barriers such as curbs, First Street, and the auditorium, respectively, for a term of 1 year, commencing on January 1, 2011, and ending at midnight on December 31, 2011, a copy of said instrument being attached here too.
So moved. All right. Item number 4 on the unfinished business, discussion of procedure for council meetings. Someone wish to make that motion?
Move to discuss.
Yeah. We discussed. Made and seconded. You just, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. Go ahead.
I have several things I'd like to go over.
Okay.
How should I proceed? One at a time?
Yeah.
So the motion has been made to discuss, so we can just discuss now.
Yes.
And make motions as we...
Now, according to Robert's Rules of Orders, since we've adopted this at the last one, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Each party gets 2 10-minute sessions about one subject. Okay? At that point, it can't be discussed anymore by that person. Okay? So, that was what I was advised of during the break. So,
Okay.
go ahead.
Well, then I'll start out by saying some of my concerns regarding procedures and things that I'd like to see that we either do or adhere to. For instance, we find in 2.40.01, it authorizes one or more members of the City Council to review invoices greater than $250 but less than $20,000. Review, attest, sign, initials, and date. Is something like that being done right now? Or at least one of us? Or we're taking
Point of order, that's an ordinance issue. That's not a procedural.
Yeah, that's what Ms. Yvonne does. So.
Now, are you talking about, question?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Are you talking about procedures of how we operate meetings, or are you talking about?
Yeah, this is for the meetings, council meetings.
Okay. I would like to see agenda items with the name of the sponsor included. Right now, I have a question. How do we add agenda items? Is it upon a motion and approval by one additional council member, or you can add it? That's how we do that right now?
We can, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I had a comment about public comments, but what I've read after that kind of makes that a moot point. I'd like to talk about public comments. Is that appropriate?
It's part of
this
the council
time?
meeting.
Pardon?
It's procedural.
Okay. Right now we have public comments set up at the beginning of the meeting. It might be interesting, it might be good or not good, to have a space for people to speak to us when we're talking about each order of business. Did
That's
that
going
make
to
any
entail
sense?
a lot of discussion and confusion.
Could be. So I just wanted to
Just
bring
throwing
it up
that
and
out
have a
there for
little
y'all because
discussion about
I think it had been discussed. Mr. Penna.
It was on my list, and I've even checked into ways of possibly doing it. It's really kind of unfair. I remember how I initially got involved in city politics was I came to the table requesting council's help on open mic night, which we had once a month. Everybody came and complained about whatever they wanted to, and the rest of the time I don't think too many people said anything. But if you look at where we have public comments and somebody wants to address something that is on the agenda, I don't think they're really going to have a true understanding what our discussion of the courthouse parking lots and courthouse and city lease might be. I think the answer to that, the way I would possibly recommend pursuing it is at the end of the discussion, are there any, possibly recognizing with the same limits as we have during normal public comments, is recognizing somebody from the audience to be able to make an input, because that's what we're here, is to do the business of the city, and for them to come to us and make a comment before we've even discussed it, they may be addressing something totally different, wasting their 3 minutes that could have been better served after we had discussed it for a while. And I think, and that again would be up to the mayor who chairs the meeting, of recognizing an interested person that maybe has signed up, if it's appropriate. Go ahead and sign up for public comments, unfinished business item number 3, and then allow them to speak at the end of the general discussion, particularly if there's going to be a vote or looking at an ordinance or a resolution, before we make that action in concrete.
Mr. Rubin?
Because of the nature of how we pass ordinances over the course of 6 weeks, any input that the public might want to render, let's say the auditorium commission as a topic, it would have been on the agenda. They would have had information regarding it. If they wanted to speak addressing the issue, they could at the beginning of the meeting. If we pass it on the first reading, they have another opportunity at the subsequent meeting to offer more information regarding that topic. So in the normal course of business, it takes 6 weeks for us to pass an ordinance. The public has 3 possibilities to give input on those topics over the course of 6 weeks. So, and I've not heard from the population that they're not having a chance for input. I mean, they have a chance every time they email us or contact us by phone to express their opinion, and we as their representatives then deal with that here at the table. So they have both the opportunity to address each of us individually before the meeting, and then they also have the opportunity at the first part of the meeting to express their concerns about each topic. So they're given a number of opportunities on the course of every ordinance to express multiple times their feelings on that. I feel, and I don't know how this council is going to perform as regarding time. I know in the past some of the councils were 4 and 5 hours in their meeting lengths without input from the community, so I balk at that.
Mr. Berry?
In the past, when someone was wanting to speak, the mayor has always asked the council if it was okay for them to speak. There's always the opportunity to, in case the council says, they said, no, we've had enough of this discussion or whatever, for a council member to go ahead and cede their time to a person to speak. So that would also allow them the opportunity to speak on that
Mr.
issue.
Connell.
Well, I take exception to what the Honorable Mr. DeVito just stated, because last meeting, as a prime example, we had an item on the agenda to discuss water rate increase, and by the time we left here, it was law. No time whatsoever for the public to know what we were even going to be discussing, other than we were looking at discussing water rate increases. That's an example that I feel is part of the, it's not, it didn't take us 6 weeks, it took us 6 minutes.
Anybody else? We don't really have an ordinance for this one or a resolution, either one, before the table. This is, I'm assuming, a continuation of last session where we already adopted Robert's rules. These are just to. Yes, ma'am.
If I may.
Yes, ma'am. You may.
I think I would follow Mr. Bear's advice, and that we continue setting the agenda up for people to speak at the beginning, but have the ability as a council to either concede our personal moments to someone stepping in who we know has something to say, or allow you to choose as a leader to allow someone a 3-minute interim period within the set minutes. I don't see that it's so crucial to be absolutely defined in that in any way.
Okay. Any other comments?